Man After Man by Dougal Dixon is a groundbreaking speculative evolution story that spans 5 million years and beyond. It's the 24th century and the Earth has been utterly wrecked by pollution and overpopulation. With this, a small number of humans are chosen to leave the Earth in order to colonize other planets. Jemez Smoot is one such example. 2 post-human species are created to aid in the construction of the great spacecraft that will transport them, the aquamorphs and the vacuumorphs. The former were designed to live and work underwater, and the latter were designed to live and work in the airless void of space. These subspecies were fully sapient and able to engage in complicated tasks, but they were bred to be infertile. Once their work had been completed, they lived on for a while before perishing. 300 years hence. By this point, the Earth is beginning to recover and 2 groups of humans have emerged. Those who have adopted a more agrarian lifestyle and remain as pure humans, and the other type, the high-techs. While the former have effectively shunned advanced technology and live simple, healthy lives as farmers, the latter have come about as a result of inbreeding and over-reliance on technology. They exist in a fragile and degenerate state within mechanical cradles that they use to move around in. They never leave their homes or go outside at all. But they are the ones who, despite their physically weakened state, move forward with the genetic creation of new human forms. Also present are the genetically engineered aquatics, beings similar in lifestyle to the now extinct aquamorphs. These are the first creations of the high-techs. 500 years hence, there are now 4 additional species created by the high-techs, each one designed to live in vastly different environments. The tundra dwellers were made to live in the colder, snowy regions. The plains dwellers, who live on the grassy plains of arid lands, filling the niche left behind by gazelles, wildebeest, and water buffalo. The forest dweller, of course, lives in forested areas, filling the roles previously occupied by apes, orangutans, and sloths. And the temperate woodland dweller fills the role of creatures like deer, bears, and wolves. With these 5 species having been seeded throughout the Earth, humanity's new course can begin. 1,000 years hence, the high-tech have themselves changed a great deal. They have managed to shed the mechanical cradles and body parts that kept them alive in ancient times. Their outer shells are now comprised of blob-like organic material, with additional limbs being added on or taken away as current fashion dictates. 5,000 years hence, the temperate woodland dweller has begun to recover its lost sapience. They can now build rudimentary structures and have developed the curious ability to inherit memories from their parents. They have become the memory people. Also present during this time are the descendants of the plains dweller, called simply migrants. The tropical tree dweller has also now come into being, itself a descendant of the forest dweller. The different branches are beginning to emerge. 10,000 years hence, the tundra dwellers and a subset of the temperate woodland dweller descendants seem to have formed a symbiotic relationship. They have become the hunter-carrier and the hunter-symbiont, respectively. They each seem to be comfortable enough with each other, familiar enough with each other, to depend on each other for survival. Also now in existence are the hibernators, descendants of the temperate woodland dwellers. The males of this species hibernate during the brutally cold winter months. The cave dweller, another descendant of the temperate woodland dweller, now populates the subterranean caves and tunnels, venturing to the surface at night in order to hunt. 50,000 years hence, evolution never stops, and 3 new species are now roaming the woodlands and the plains. The islander is a species of humans, rather small in stature, who inhabit the tropical volcanic islands. The water seeker is a chimpanzee-like species that has evolved to detect water over vast distances. Both of these are descendants of the temperate woodland dweller. The communal plains dweller is a descendant of the migrants who first emerged around 45,000 years before. 500,000 years hence, the communal plains dweller has developed further still in the ensuing 450,000 years, becoming a species known as the social. They possess formidable blades on their hands used for combat. The boat person has also emerged by this point. These are an evolved form of the memory people who use their ancestral memory to build boats that look very much like those of their Homo sapiens forebearers. 1 million years hence, the aquatics have evolved the ability to cover themselves in a gelatinous coating which allows them to venture out onto dry land. It would seem that there is something within them that compels them to return to the terranean world of their distant ancestors. The aquatics are the ones to watch out for. 2 million years hence, various new forms have come into being, each with its own unique adaptations for the strange new future Earth that they find themselves in. These include the hiver, taller descendants of the socials who get their name from their hive building and hive mind state of being. The parasites and hosts, a rather grotesque situation, but one that seems to work for all concerned. The travellers, descendants of the boat people who have continued the nomadic lifestyle of their forebears. And finally, the seeker, which is descended from the water seeker. A symbiotic relationship now exists between the seekers and the hivers, who utilise the seeker as a means to locate water sources. 3 million years hence, the Slothman is a large descendant of the tundra dweller that imitates the now extinct Megatherium. It is large and heavy, slow, yet still dangerous in its own way. Despite having evolved in an environment free of predators, shifts in nature have occurred which mean that they must now coexist with the spike-tooth. This is a Smilodon-like future human that has begun to prey on the Slothmen. But the inexperienced among the spike-tooths can themselves fall prey to the Slothmen, getting crushed by their enormous bulk if they're not careful. The fish-eater is a goblin-like species that is a descendant of the temperate woodland dweller, as is the desert runner, who have diverged greatly due to the pressures of their respective environments. The tree dweller is an evolved form of the tropical tree dweller, and is arboreal and sloth-like. 5 million years hence, the descendants of Jemez Smoot and his spacefaring brethren finally return. However, they are completely unrecognisable as humans, and they themselves do not recognise Earth as their place of origin. They don't see it as returning home. They see this world as just another resource-rich planet to mine and wring dry. They soon set about genetically modifying the creatures of the Earth, the future human descendants, turning them into grotesque and freakish forms for their own use. The engineered pack animals are bred and augmented with mechanical parts to be used as beasts of burden. The food creatures are made from the hosts and designed as blubbery monstrosities that serve as a food source. And the engineered workers have been created from the temperate woodland dwellers, themselves also augmented with machine parts to undertake simple tasks and operate machinery. And eventually, when all had seemingly been extracted from the Earth, the interstellar humans left to seek out new worlds to ravage. However, they hadn't taken everything that the Earth had to offer. Deep in the depths of the ocean, the aquatic has remained undetected. The sole surviving future human species, these manatee-like creatures seem poised to one day re-emerge from the oceans and begin to colonize the surface which belonged to their distant ancestors in the eons to come. If you enjoyed this video on Man After Man and you want a deeper dive, you can check out my full reading of the book, which can be seen here, or you can watch my other video where I explain in greater detail each species found in the book. Thank you for watching. This has been the BewareCast, and I'll catch you in the next video. Take care.